Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel, and in today's video we're diving into a crucial topic that's become increasingly important in today's digital world: website accessibility compliance. As businesses and organizations strive to create more inclusive online experiences, understanding and implementing accessibility compliance has been a priority. In order to help us do that, we have online checkers and website accessibility checkers as well to help us implement these rules and make sure that the content we put out online is accessible for and inclusive for all. Join us today as we explore the ins and outs of compliance checkers, their significance, and how they can help ensure that everyone has equal access to digital content. So let's get started. So what is website accessibility? Website accessibility refers to the inclusive design and development of websites and web content so that people with disabilities can perceive, understand, navigate, and interact with them effectively. The goal of website accessibility is to ensure that all users, regardless of their abilities, can access and use websites without facing barriers or limitations. When a website is accessible, it accommodates a wide range of disabilities, including visual, auditory, motor, and cognitive impairments. Some examples of disabilities that website accessibility addresses are visual impairments. So people who are blind or have low vision may use screen readers or other assistive technologies to navigate the website. Website accessibility ensures that all information is presented in a way that can be understood audibly or through alternative formats like Braille. Deaf or hard of hearing users may also rely on captions or transcripts for multimedia content. Accessible websites provide these alternatives to ensure equal access to audio information. Users with motor impairments might navigate websites using specialized keyboards or other adaptive devices. An accessible website should be navigable without requiring precise mouse movements or rapid keystrokes. People with cognitive challenges may benefit from simplified language, clear headings, and consistent navigation to comprehend and interact with content effectively. And individuals with conditions like epilepsy may be sensitive to certain visual or auditory stimuli, and accessibility guidelines aim to minimize potential triggers. Website accessibility is not only a moral imperative to create a more inclusive digital environment, but it's also mandated by laws and regulations in many countries. For example, in the US, the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, and the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, so the WCAG, provide standards and guidelines for website accessibility. Web developers can follow these guidelines and use various accessibility testing tools to ensure that their websites meet the required necessary criteria, making the internet a more accessible and equitable space for all users. So let's talk a little bit about the WCAG. As mentioned before, the WCAG essentially provide a comprehensive set of guidelines for making digital content accessible to people with disabilities. These guidelines are organized into 4 main principles, each with its own set of success criteria. First up, we have that the content should be perceivable. So this is things like providing text alternatives for non-text content, i.e. images, providing captions and other alternatives for multimedia, create content that can be presented in different ways without losing information, make text content readable and understandable. You also want to make sure that content is operable, and by this it means making sure all functionality is available from a keyboard, provide users enough time to read and use content, don't use content that causes seizures or physical discomfort, and provide ways to navigate, find content, and determine where they are. It's also important for content to be understandable, and that means making sure that the text content is readable and understandable, making sure web pages appear and operate in predictable ways, and help users avoid and correct mistakes. And lastly, the content must be robust. So essentially you want to maximize compatibility with current and future user agents and trends, including assistive technologies. Within each of these principles, there are specific success criteria that provide detailed guidelines for making content accessible. Some examples of these criteria include ensuring that images have descriptive alt text, providing captions and transcripts for videos, using sufficient color contrast for text and background, ensuring that all functionality can be accessed using a keyboard, and providing clear, consistent headings for content structure. These are just a few examples, and there are many more success criteria under each principle. The WCAG guidelines are designed to be adaptable to different technologies and are meant to provide a comprehensive framework for ensuring digital accessibility for people with disabilities. It's important to note that the WCAG has different levels of conformance. There's A, which is the lowest conformance, AA, intermediate, and AAA, which is the highest. A lot of organizations aim to achieve at least level AA conformance to provide a more inclusive online experience, but achieving level AAA conformance can be challenging and may not be feasible in all cases. So how can we check a website for accessibility? It involves a combination of automated testing, manual evaluation, and user feedback. So here are some steps that we can take to assess a website's accessibility. First up is automated testing. So using online tools and checkers to automatically scan the website for common accessibility issues. Some popular tools include Wave Web Accessibility Evaluation Tool, Axe Accessibility Testing Tools, and Achecker. These tools provide reports highlighting potential accessibility structures like missing text, improper heading structure, and color contrast problems as well. However, automated tools may not catch all the issues, so manual testing is always essential. Next thing that you want to do is familiar yourself with WCAG guidelines. So get acquainted with the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines and their success criteria, and this will help you understand what constitutes good accessibility. Aim for at least level AA conformance, provide a solid baseline of accessibility, and if you can, where possible, you aim for AAA conformance. It's always good to perform manual evaluation on various aspects of your website using the WCAG guidelines as a reference. This involves testing keyboard navigations, headings, links, forms, and multimedia elements. Ensure images have descriptive alt text that conveys the purpose and content, and verify that color contrast meets accessibility and standards to make text readable for all users. Confirm that interactive elements are operable with the keyboard, and manually perform these checks as much as possible. It's also good to test with assistive technologies, screen readers like NVDA or VoiceOver, and other assistive tech to experience your website from the perspective of users with disabilities. You want to pay attention to how these technologies interpret your content and interact with your site's features. It's also good to engage real users with disabilities, so essentially invite individuals with disabilities to test your website and provide feedback on their experience. Their insights can really uncover usability issues and accessibility barriers that you might not have identified. You also want to prioritize user experience. So accessibility is about creating an inclusive user experience. Ensure that your website is not just technically accessible, but also intuitive and user-friendly for all types of visitors. Accessibility is an ongoing commitment, so regularly test and update your website for new content and features to maintain its accessibility. Any issues that come up, you want to address them promptly and keep improving your site's accessibility over time. If you have a development team, educate them about accessibility best practices. Encourage them to follow accessible coding techniques during development as well. Keep track of the accessibility improvements you've made and the issues you've addressed. This documentation can be useful for future reference and audits. And lastly, stay informed. Keep up to date with changes in accessibility guidelines, standards, and best practices to ensure your website remains compliant. Remember that achieving good accessibility is an ongoing process that requires dedication, continuous learning, and a user-centered approach. By combining automated tools, manual testing, user feedback, and a commitment to improvement, you can create a website that is accessible and usable for everyone. So let's look at some online tools that we can use. There are several online tools available that can help you evaluate the accessibility of your website. Some popular options include, first up you have the Wave Web Accessibility Evaluation Tool. Wave is a widely used tool that provides both browser extensions and an online version as well. It highlights accessibility errors and suggests improvements in real time as you navigate your website. Wave helps website owners, developers, and content creators identify accessibility issues within their web content and provides guidelines on how to fix those. Some key features include real-time feedback. So Wave offers real-time feedback on accessibility issues as you navigate your website. This allows you to see accessibility errors and improvements while interacting with your content as well. They also have browser extensions, which you can see here. They have browser extensions for Chrome, Firefox, and Edge, and they're all available for testing accessibility directly within your browser, making it easy to test any web page that you visit. In addition to browser extensions, Wave also offers an online testing tool, and all you need to do is just enter the URL up here, and then from there Wave will generate a detailed report that highlights accessibility issues in a clear and understanding manner. Each issue is marked with sort of like icons that provides more information about the problem and how to address it as well, and is all condensed down into this little kind of report as well. The tool uses icons and visual indicators to show different types of issues, like missing alt text or any redundant title text, things like that. And it also provides explanations and suggestions for how to fixing them. Using a little I, it tells you what it means, why it matters, what to do about it, and any standards and guidelines for, if there are any, for that specific problem as well. Wave can simulate keyboard navigation to help you evaluate whether your website can be fully operated using keyboard inputs. And it also supports multiple languages as well, making it accessible to users from around the world. Wave is a really good tool, and it is widely regarded as a user-friendly and reliable tool for conducting initial web accessibility assessments. It's important to note that while automated testing tools like Wave can catch a lot of common accessibility issues, manual testing and user feedback are also essential for a comprehensive evaluation. So next up we have Axe. So Axe Accessibility Testing Tools has developed by Systems and is a set of tools designed to help developers and testers identify and address accessibility issues on their websites and web applications. Axe provides automated testing solutions that integrate into various development environments and browsers, allowing for efficient and thorough accessibility testing. Some key features of Axe accessibility testing tools include browser extensions. So similar to Wave, Axe does offer browser extensions for Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox, Edge, and a lot more as well. So it's really easy to analyze web pages and receive instant accessibility feedback within your browser. It can also be integrated into various development environments as well. And then it makes it easier to incorporate accessibility testing into your development workflow. Axe also provides a command line interface that allows you to perform automated accessibility scans from your terminal. And this is particularly useful for integrating accessibility testing into your continuous integration and continuous deployment of the CI/CD pipeline. They also have web app testing. So the Axe core library can be integrated directly into your web applications, allowing you to perform accessibility checks programmatically during development. And Axe automatically scans your web pages and identifies accessibility issues based on the selected rules. It then provides that detailed report of issues, including explanations and suggestions for remedies as well. The tool categorizes issues like violations, incomplete, or pass, helping you prioritize and address accessibility issues really effectively. And Axe provides detailed reports that highlight each accessibility violation along with suggestions for fixing them. The report includes information about the rule that was violated, the affected element, and the steps to take for a resolution. Axe offers guidance and educational resources to help you understand the issues and improve your understanding of web accessibility. Axe accessibility testing tools are popular among developers and testing for their flexibility, integration options, and focus on providing actionable insights for improving a website's accessibility. And lastly, another really popular tool is Achecker. So Achecker, Accessibility Checker, is an online accessibility testing tool that helps evaluate the accessibility of web pages and digital content according to various accessibility standards, including Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, the WCAG, and other international guidelines. Achecker is widely used by developers, content creators, and organizations to help identify and rectify accessibility issues on their website and online problems. Some key features include web-based testing. So Achecker is available as an online tool, allowing you to test web pages and digital content directly from your browser without the need for installation. They also have multiple scanning options. So Achecker offers different scanning options, including by URL, by HTML files, or by directly entering the HTML code. And that type of flexibility allows you to test various types of content. Achecker supports accessibility standards and guidelines such as the WCAG 2.0 and 2.1, the BITV section 508 and more. You can choose the specific standard that you want to test against. The tool also incorporates a wide range of accessibility rules and checks based on the selected standards, and these rules cover different aspects of accessibility, including text alternatives, keyboard navigations, color contrast, and lots more. Unlike the previous web checkers we've seen, Achecker also generates detailed accessibility reports that highlights issues and provides suggestions for remedies, and these reports include explanations of the issues, the severity, and the recommendations for fixing them. Achecker allows you to customize the rules and checks applied during the evaluation, enabling you to focus on specific aspects of accessibility relevant to your project. The tool offers different views of the evaluation results, including a summary view, a detailed view, and a view that highlights the affected areas within the HTML code. Achecker provides resources and information to help users understand the accessibility issues and make informed decisions about remediation. Achecker is known for its user-friendly interface and its ability to provide valuable insights into the accessibility web content. It's particularly useful for quick evaluations and preliminary access checks, and you can access Achecker on its official website as well. And that's a wrap for today's video on website accessibility checkers. We've covered the essential aspects of these tools and their roles in creating a more accessible online environment. Remember, embracing ADA compliance not only helps you avoid legal issues, but it also shows your commitment to inclusivity and diversity, which is really popular and really important in today's online world. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. If you've ever used any of these on checkers below, or you wanted to use them now, feel free to leave your comments below, and if you have any questions as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.